and officially we are out of here. We're going opposite because I just felt that at home wasn't the really best conducive environment to actually study in. At home I'll just be napping, I'll just be sleeping, I'll just be watching shows, watching Netflix, watching YouTube. I wouldn't even care about my work at all. So right now we're trying to get some work done, so we need a very productive space to be in, and that place is Starbucks. And that's where we're heading right now. So over the course of this next few months, it is going to be a very important time. An important time for me to find a really good way to end my educational path. University comes as the last leg of your education pathway, and so I guess these few months will be very important, and that's why I felt that it's as important to document everything down, so that I can look back and reflect whether did I make the right choices, whether what I did was right. So we'll see about that. So basically my previous video I talked about building up my own vision board, and within that vision board itself I had many goals actually that I actually split into 3 different categories, and one of them was education. And through this journey that we're going on together, we're going to be applying all the different unis that are in Singapore. There's like a pros and cons between local U and as well as overseas U. But for me, because I'm more of like a family person, and to be honest, it is true that some people do get homesick like me. I really do get homesick if I do go overseas, but yeah, I'm just really loving the experience here in Singapore. So my decision is to stay in local U and try to make it to any of the big 3s. Successfully ordered. Now let's head into Starbucks right now. Okay, that one makes sense. Alright.
Pausing workout.
We're done. I tell you guys, I usually don't run on any specific day or any day at all, but today is a bit different because I want to accomplish my goal for 2025 of exercising more, getting more fit, getting my fitness up before I go army. So yeah, want to start today. It wasn't really the best. Like, I couldn't even get back to form. I couldn't even do more than 2 pull-ups, whereas like in secondary school I could usually do like 10, 15 on my NAFA days. But today is just bad. Today is just bad, and I didn't run for very long. Usually I'll target probably about 4 km to 5. But I think today after about maybe 2.4, I'm dead. I'm straight dead. So we're gonna call it a day today, and we're gonna come back again to redeem ourselves because I'm not done yet, and I gotta achieve my goal this year. So that's a promise made to me. Alright. Okay, so we got our Milo, and it is time to start our uni application. So before we even start, let's just go through some of the basic things that we need to know before applying for any uni. So as much as I'm giving some advices, which I don't feel like I'm in really the right place to give, but at the same time I feel that this is a journey where we all will go through together. So as I'm going on this journey to get some new advice, to get some new perspectives, I think it is a great way to actually share these moments, share these advices with you guys out there who are in the same position as me, who are also applying for uni at my age after finishing your poly or your JC. I guess just follow me on this journey together so that you're not alone in this, and that I'm always with you by your side. So let's get started on this. So there's this one question that that's been lingering around my brain for like the entire few months before applying for any uni is, what is the difference between majors, minors and degree? And even terms like bachelors and even terms like masters as as well. So I mean, not really gonna clarify everything, and I'm not very sure that I'm right about all these kind of things, because maybe there's like an in-depth definition, but here's my layman definition of trying to understand all of these different terms. So basically, what you're getting in when you're going first into university is the basics. So the basic is bachelor's. So bachelor is basically your degree. So whatever degree that you're pursuing in, you'll get a bachelor's right after you graduate, after that 3 to 4 years. And if you're planning to pursue it even further, and that's when you get your master's. So that's what I kind of understand from this, because it gets a bit complicated when it comes to uni, unlike poly where it's literally just a diploma and your specialization, that's it. But when it goes to uni, there are so many different terms, it's a bit hard to understand, so it is good to actually have somebody to understand all this and go through with you together. So moving on, now we have cleared the masters and we have cleared the degree. Now it moves on to, degree. So basically whatever you're doing when you get into uni is your degree, and there will always be majors and minors, right? So majors and minors are basically, you can call them like sub-specializations, and when it says major or minor, it depends on the intensity of it. So for example, as you know, major is like major key, minor is like minor key, so definitely there is like a difference, and then degree is up here, right? So majors are so-called like your specialization. So for example, I want to specialize in communications because maybe next time in the future, my life job, my career prospect job that I want to actually pursue in is probably maybe I want to be an MC, or maybe I want to be a YouTuber, or maybe I want to do a job that really relies on communications, and that's when you can actually focus your majors on communications rather than your minors. And your minors can be something maybe sub as well. It can be, or maybe you want to learn something from a different industry. Like, so for say I'm in business, right? So business, I may be taking a major or a degree in business, but my minors I can actually take from another industry like engineering, or maybe even arts or design, which actually kind of links together. So if you think about it, it's really like a double-edged sword, but it all depends on what is your interest and what do you want to pursue in life. Okay, so the second advice that I want to give is basically called a chain of flow. A chain of flow is basically a start to the end, and it's basically flowing seamlessly, very fluidly, and basically never going left, right, center, up or down. And what do I mean by that is basically whatever that you're trying to pursue in university, is better to actually have a diploma in it in Polytechnic. I don't know how it actually applies to JC, but definitely for Polytechnic is way easier. And if you do know, in the Singapore system, that I think about probably the majority percentage, probably about 75% goes to JC students, so that's okay for you guys. But for us Poly students, we have a lesser chance of getting into uni unless we really do have a high grade. And what makes it more solidifying, or basically more confident for us to actually get into that course, is by having a diploma in it in our polytechnics. So for example, in poly, I studied business management, specializing in e-commerce and marketing, which is a real big thing, because I actually found out that throughout these few years in poly, I found out that that is the specialization that I'm actually really suited to, and that marketing is really my strength, because I mean, I seem to be doing well, so, and I seem to have like a keen interest in it, and it has low-key a very close similarity to film. So I mean, it comes hand in hand, it comes really it links really like good together, so I'll take that as a W. It really solidifies me as a marketer, an e-commerce, a business student, because whatever I've done in poly really translated to uni. And basically universities will want to see whether you do have a profession in this, whether you do have experience in this, and that's what they're actually looking for. Whereas if you're comparing to like an engineering student going towards a business school, it's really tough unless you really show the passion in you that you really want to do business and that this is really what you want to do in life. But besides that, it is really hard, especially for the percentages that we get for poly students. But whatever I'm saying is that follow your dreams, follow your passion, do what you want to do, and never try giving up, because you might not know what happens. Like for example, if I do get a lower GPA in engineering but I still made it a business, like all you gotta do is just go through an interview, show your knowledge, show your skills, and show your basically your talent in it, and well, you just made your spot in it most probably. But besides that, because of the low percentages and because of the linkage, it really helps you to solidify, strengthens it, and just do it. So if any of you guys out there who are taking, for example, whatever course you're taking in poly, do try to stick to the same course in uni because you have a higher likelihood of trying to get in. Yeah, but yeah. Alright, so tip number 3. By the way guys, I'm not sure if this lighting is good because I recently just bought this small light box that's actually right behind my camera, and well, I guess it seems to be doing well. Right now it's like brightly lighting up my face in the front, because without this, I show you guys the difference. Like without this, it looks like this. Okay, there you go. I think I look kind of brighter. Alright, so we're moving on to tip number 3. So tip number 3 is basically choosing which school you want to get into. And I know, in Singapore we have the top 3 big players such as NUS, SMU and NTU. By the way, not actually like, you know, sequencing them out into any like ranking order or any sequential order. It's basically just which one comes out the top of my head. So yeah, don't overthink about that. The school that you choose is really important because each school specializes in different things, and when you go into a job perspective and let them know that, oh, I come from this uni, I come from that uni, certain jobs do want to see which uni you come from because they do know that which uni specializes in different subjects. So I guess I want to share a bit more about what I've actually heard from like friends and families. So for NUS, they specialize in engineering, business, law and sciences. So if you're studying any of these like subjects in your diploma, do consider NUS because they actually specialize in it. And like I said, when you get into a job and they see that you're from NUS, they know that NUS specialize in these few subjects, and it shows like, well, you get a higher chance of getting into the job that you want to because they know that you specialize in this and you come from a school that, well, heavily specialize in it as well. So for next, we're going to talk about SMU. So SMU is very straightforward. They actually specialize in business, science and social science. Yes, these 3 only. There's no engineering and there is no law as well compared to NUS. SMU is more towards business, as you know in the name, like Singapore Management University, because management is literally business. So what they actually heavily targets is business. So the last one we're going to talk about is NTU. NTU has a few as well. So there is engineering, business, science, medicine, and a last one, humanities. Yes, so as you can see, each school has basically different specializations, and I guess for NTU you can see that they actually stand out in medicine and humanities. So if you guys do have like an interest in any of those, probably NTU would be a good choice. Or if you see in business in general, I guess it's better to go for maybe NUS or SMU. And here is where tip number 4 comes in. And yes, your subjects do matter, your degree do matter, but what's most important for me and to me is the environment in. So basically, if let's just say you really do want to get into NUS, but you see SMU's environment is better and you feel like, oh, this is really the right place for me to be in, well, it all depends on what do you prioritize. Do you prioritize the subject specialization or do you really prioritize environment? Because for me, I feel I prioritize more towards environment-ish, but regardless of it, still try to apply all unis, and yeah. And that's where tip number 5 comes in. No matter how good your result in like, you may have like a 3.9 GPA or even a full marks GPA, right? But it doesn't really matter because don't waste your chances. Just apply all the different universities, even though it seems like you don't even want to get in it. Like for example, maybe private use like SIM, or maybe you want to try SUSS or even SIT. It doesn't matter because all unis are great, all unis are good. So try your best to apply all to the different unis so that you have more options when it comes to choosing which uni you want to go to. Everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses as well. So do choose your course or basically your school correctly. I'm going to choose mine as well. So we're just going to head over to the best place on earth to actually do our application. And today's the last day actually. It is so late because I've been focusing so much on my, well, internship. But today, we're heading over to the one place that you guys all know, and that is